All right, so we are back with another session of the Bridleless Driving Challenge with my boy Floki. And I know a lot of you that you've been watching the videos, you probably think one of a couple things. One, this thing is really cool. Or two, what is this guy doing? This is crazy. He's endangering the lives of his horse. He's endangering the life of himself. And for what? And the answer is, I have a lot of fun doing this, but I take this very, very, very seriously. Not only for my horse's safety, but for my safety. My whole livelihood, everything I do in life is focused on liberty, right? Bridleless riding and connecting with the horse on the ground, building that connection through what we call liberty of what you see. So it's not like I'm just some random person going out here and saying, hey, let's just try bridleless driving. No, the whole purpose of this is to showcase how we can teach our horses on the ground what they need to know to accomplish what we want to accomplish without the use of ropes on their head. Because I see so many horses that are being driven today that should not be driven at all. They're not confident horses, they're not very well trained, and they're risking the lives of the people and the horses every day that they get hooked up to that cart. And I'm not saying there's not a lot of great cart horses out there, because there are, and there are a lot of wonderful professionals that teach horses to drive very, very beautifully. But there's also a lot on the opposite side, just like you would see with any horse, riding or not. But what we're trying to showcase here is that it is possible, and that you just have to think outside the box a little bit to accomplish your dreams. And for me, this has been a big dream of mine, is to be able to teach a horse at liberty how to drive a cart bridleless. And when I met Floki, he was the one for me that dictated that. And I said, yes, he has the mind, he has the energy, he has the confidence, and now finally I have the tools to help get him there. So I wanted to start this session by making sure that you all understand that I am very passionate about this. I am very open about this, and I like to have a lot of fun. I talk about him being the best little Liberty Mini in the whole world, and I believe that. But again, I'm very biased because I love him and he's my boy. But everything that you see here, I make sure to put his safety and mine at in the forefront of what we're doing. All right, so the last session that we had, we focused a lot on him getting into the cart. So I've been practicing a lot of him getting into the cart, him being comfortable around the cart. So we are going to take it to the next steps today. Today, hopefully we see a couple things. I want to be able to back him into that cart. I want to be able to walk with and trot with that cart, touching him with me by his side. Because I've already been through all the other steps, and then I would love, love, love to be able to hook him up to the cart. Because we have done a lot of preparation. I mean, preparation for the last year to get him to this point. I think he's more mentally ready, he's more physically ready, and I'm just really excited. But we will not go to the next step until he's ready with the step before. So we're just going to get him warmed up just a little. I'm just going to get him connected just a tad. And then we're going to try to back him around, back him into that cart, and we're going to try to get him to relax in it, okay? So he's going really nice right now of driving, and so getting forward both at the walk and the trot, okay? And he's just really steering nicely, and he's feeling really comfortable with me back here. He's feeling really comfortable with the cart behind him, which is beautiful. And today, like I said, I want to not only have the cart behind him, but I want him to be touching that cart as we go, so that he'll get used to what it's like being hooked up, okay? So he's never really had any big issue with the girth or any of the other the breast collar or the collar behind his butt. He never, the breeching, he's never had trouble with any of that stuff. So again, if he did, I would take my time. I would help educate him with what he needed to know to get him confident in each of those steps, because the last thing I want to do is hook a horse up to a cart that we cannot remove, and he gets a little bit cinchy. He wants to take off bolting. He wants to take off bucking. You know, none of that stuff is a positive. So I want to set him up for success where I'm 99.99% sure that it's going to be successful. And I think we're getting really, really close, whether it's today or tomorrow or the next day. I think we're really getting close to our goals. And obviously, once we hook them up, we're not just going to pray and hope things go well. We're going to set them up success so that eventually when I'm sitting in that cart, we're actually thinking about driving. So again, I'm just really helping him along here. Good. I want him to find that confidence. We're gonna maybe pick up a little trot. Just a little bit here. Good boy. And just to make sure he's warmed up and he's connected. But you can just see how much more relaxed, how much more confident. If you guys remember the first session that we did with this in the round pen in Texas, it's a long way from where we're at today. And again, I'll tell you the story later of why this is so important to me, but that story is not for today. Good boy. Because I'm picturing myself being driven with him right now, even though I'm walking, but in my mind, I'm picturing all of it of me being in the cart. Like, how am I going to steer him? How am I going to make sure that he knows left and right? Most importantly, how am I going to know that he makes sure to stop when I need to? All very important. But even though he's in front of me, I still want him connected in this body. So if I stop, he stops. Good boy. So that looks really good. I'm really happy with that warm-up. I'm going to give him a little cookie, tell him it's good, tell him he's doing great. And then I'm going to walk forward and I'm going to see if I can get him into the cart. Okay, as you can tell, there's nothing else hooked up right now. But I want to walk forward and then I want to see if we can back him up into that cart. Good. As you can tell, that's a big difference between now and last time, right? Really comfortable. So again, I like to give cookies. I don't give cookies all the time, right? But I do like to give cookies sometimes, especially when these difficult things are. We've been working on this at home, right? Because last time you guys saw it, it wasn't as far along as we wanted. He didn't even want to back up into there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to see if he can walk with this cart with me next to it. All right, so again, I've worked on this step a lot because last time you saw it, it wasn't very good. He was afraid to back up. But now I want to make sure that before I hook him up, we're able to walk and him feeling comfortable with this cart by his side, okay? And that he's not thinking about running away. He's not getting uncomfortable if this thing touches his butt, and that he's just getting really relaxed into position. So again, all of this to be said is that we're not trying to skip any steps, because when we're talking about driving bridleless, it's very important that we remember that this is not something that you should try at home without professional help. And I don't really know anybody that teaches how to drive a cart bridleless, because I've never seen it done. I think I've seen some people drive a cart bridleless, but I don't think I've ever seen someone teach them all at liberty. And that's what this is cool for, is because you guys get to see that it is possible. All right, and I say it's possible because I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to be able to accomplish our goals. We might have some hiccups, but if I do each step correctly and I don't rush, then we are really going to be able to make good progress. It doesn't have to be quick progress, but it needs to be good progress. Good. So he's doing really nice. We're going to see if we can change directions here. Good boy. So this cart's touching him a little bit. And that's okay. That's what I want. I want this cart touching him all over so that he doesn't get too bothered if we change directions. Okay, that's pretty special. My wife in the background is smiling because this is a pretty big step for where we need to go. And he is just the cutest little guy ever. Right? I told you guys at the beginning that this is a legend. He really is. And you're going to see this guy driving all over the world. This little cart here you see today. And you're all going to remember that he was started completely at liberty. No ropes around his head were used to make this video. Good. I'm going to change directions one more time. And then I'm going to see if we can pick up a little trot. And again, this is why I love this guy so much. It's not like we've been practicing this that much, right? But he's confident, he's willing, and we're just taking our time getting here. All right, come on, buddy. Good. Yes. So I don't mind if he slows down a little bit. I'd rather him slow down than want to speed up. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, we're gonna walk. Good. We're gonna come here, we're gonna stop. And I'm gonna tell him he's the best mini in the world. Yes, you are. And again, I know I'm using big words, like how great he is, but I'm very biased. And I truly believe that he is the right horse for this. And if you were to ask him, he's not a mini, he's a horse. Right? And so, but again, the most important thing is I want to encourage him to use his mind to think through this whole step. Okay? So this next session, what we're going to do next is we are going to actually hook up the cart. Okay? But I had to make sure that we could do this first. And as you can tell, it was pretty beautiful.